We have a question from Anissa Umnia. This question is addressed to Dr. Kosek Krisan. Dr. Kosek Krisan, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. The question is about, does the technology can help students to control their own learning, and how long this way of learning be relevant?
Yes.
Okay, that's the
yeah.
first question, and you can answer directly straight away. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Anissa, for the question. I think that I'm a great believer that technology helps students learn. So in mathematics education, my research in mathematics education is in the area of digital technology for mathematics learning. So, for example, using GeoGebra, which is again a software that is freely available that could be used in visualization, and I've been using it for more than 20 years now, in supporting students' understanding of mathematics concepts. So, in that way, technology helps with students' learning of mathematical concepts, with maybe the retention as well. But I wonder if the question was related to the online learning. So I'm not sure if that by technology you mean the online learning. So in the current course that I'm leading, the Master in Mathematics Education, last year, the teaching was delivered online, asynchronously throughout the autumn term, and then with some live online opportunities over the spring and summer term. The feedback we got from our students was that they did learn more. So just to give you an example, the lecture, instead of a lecture, the 2-hour lecture in, on a Thursday evening, the students actually had access to a video recording of the lecture that they studied, they viewed, and they studied at their own, in their own time. And then they were able to go backwards and forwards in this video to make sure that they understand the points being made. And so later in the week, we had a 1-hour live online interaction where we talked about, we clarified the students' issues that they brought to us. So I would say that as a lecturer, but the students themselves are saying that it was deeper learning, more engagement with the subject matter, because as I said, they had the time to really understand what the lecture was about and then ask an opportunity to ask their questions. So, so I would say the technology helps with the learning, but then it depends on the design of that learning. Okay, so that's why my presentation was about that, those design principles is very important, the pedagogical thought that leads to learning. So I'm hoping that is, that's my interpretation of your question.
Okay, thank you very much. Another thing about the relevance of this kind of online interaction is still relevant in the future when the COVID-19 is no longer a pandemic, just like in your normal condition.
Yeah. Yes, for me. Thank you, Arika, for the question. We'll see. So the pandemic is, let's think of the situation when the pandemic is eradicated, it's all gone, we're back to how it was before. I think that what we've learned in this past year is that technology can help us in many ways. So technology is not will continue to be used as a tool to deliver the curriculum, but also it has got this potential of being used in a more meaningful way. So, for example, let's take the example of GeoGebra. GeoGebra has been around for many years in schools, but teachers would just not use it. Okay, you are in the classroom, you use the whiteboard, you write on the whiteboard, and will not necessarily access GeoGebra. What we found in the pandemic, because they were in front of the computer, delivering the session online, it was easy for them to access GeoGebra and demonstrate or model or share GeoGebra screen with the students. And then, so they suddenly realized that actually these are tools that support understanding and facilitates teaching. And these are lessons that they learn, and I'm sure they will continue to use them for the future.
Okay, thank you very much. Excellent reply from Dr. Kosit Krisa. I think all of us agree with you, and even COVID-19 is no longer a pandemic in the future, but still technology still can help us in organizing our learning. And another question is addressed to Prof. Dr. Hamsa Upo. This is my question, Prof. By analyzing your research about flipped learning on Google Classroom, using Google Classroom, it is similar to blended learning. And what is the significant difference between the flipped learning and blended learning? Okay, thank you, Prof. The time is yours. Please unmute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Pandianto. Actually, flipped classroom is one model that may use to conduct our blended learning. So one model we can use, to run our blended learning, because there are two important things in the flipped classroom. The first one, online learning before students go to the class. So before entering the class, of learning, students should investigate, should ask their teacher, lecturer about the topic that we will have in the classroom. So after they're in the classroom, they can make it clear about the topic, about the material, by directly asking to their lecturer, to their teacher. So the conclusion is flipped classroom is one model that we can be used to run, to conduct our blended learning. I think it's the answer.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Prof. This is the last question for Dr. Kasikrisan, and still related actually by the research from Professor Dr. Hamza Opu, the former Dean of Natural Sciences and Mathematics Faculty of Universitas Negeri Makassar. When we conduct the blended learning, we will find the synchronous and asynchronous learning. And what do you think, Dr. Kosikrisan?
Yeah, there's so much terminology nowadays: synchronous, live, asynchronous, blended, and actually hybrid learning. This is what at our university from September we will have to do hybrid learning. In other words, we will be teaching some students face to face, while other students will join us online from elsewhere. I think that it doesn't really matter what we call it. The principles, the pedagogical principles should be the same. So if we plan with learning in mind, with student engagement, so that is very important, because I think that a lot of so when students tell us about their learning online, they say that actually online face-to-face doesn't really matter. It is the content and the delivery and how they are being drawn into the actual learning activity. So if you could have fantastic content that looks absolutely fantastic on the screen, but if the expectation is that students just read the information without any thinking, without any giving them a voice via chat or in any other way, then that is not good. So so to me, hybrid, blended, or even flipped learning, or even face-to-face, it comes down to some strong design, some strong pedagogical principles, which are such that you want students to engage actively with the subject matter.
So maybe it depends on the lecturers and curriculum support by the institution. Professor, is there any closing statement from you, Prof, about the blended learning and flipped classroom, synchronous?
Yeah.
Synchronous, yeah.
I just want to remind teachers, lecturers, to choose appropriate approaches, method, because there is no the single best, the single title of model in the classes. Yeah, is really depends on the kind of the topic. So every topic, every material is good for the topic. So no model, no approach, not the best model, not the best method, but it's really depends on what material that will teach to our students. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Very concise. So it depends on the materials. Whatever the method, whatever the approach we use as a lecturer. So we should be a wise lecturer.